What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today I'm going to be showcasing some Primeape gameplay in the Open Great League, and normally when I use this Pokemon, I opt for the Shadow variant. I love the damage the Shadow brings, but I figured might as well try out the regular today, see what it can do as well. So today, this is going to be the team that we're going to use. Licky as well as Gourgeist and Primeape in the backline feels like a pretty solid lineup. The one bad thing about Primeape when you're the non-Shadow is your damage output is not quite as high, which is why I'm opting for Close Combat as the charge attack instead of Ice Punch coverage, but even still, it's a very fun Pokemon to use, and I feel like this team should put in some work here today. Really quickly though, before we get into the battles, I want to say if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But let's get into the battles and see what this team can do. Licky into Florges. Okay, well, I guess this is kind of where I want to see it. I guess my Gourgeist, excuse me, is a little bit better into this. I cannot speak. My throat was killing me there for a second. That's crazy. Anyway, what I'm trying to say, incredibly poorly, is that Florges is a Pokemon that likely doesn't have a lot of charge attack pressure into Gourgeist, but my Primeape as well doesn't really want to see it. So this is kind of the middle ground matchup. We'll see what they have in the back. Hopefully once this is gone, I have more play with... Oh, they do that? That's crazy to me. They just went for a Trailblaze, which, I mean, maybe that's a good play. But that means they don't debuff my attack. This Body Slam is not going to be debuffed. It's going to do quite a bit of damage here. Put them down deep into the red. And, I mean, at this point, even with that attack boost, I should survive this next move here, right? So, we'll just go for the no-shield and see how they want to play it. Yeah, big Chilling Water, so technically I do resist all the charge attacks here with my Gourgeist. I have to throw in really bad timing. I hate doing that, but just to get it off first, that's what I'll do. If I get a shield right now, I'd actually be kind of happy. Although I'd be kind of surprised to see it. Yeah, they do let that go. Maybe I shouldn't have swapped there. But I also don't want to give a massive farm down over to them. So we're switching. And we're going to try our best here to ramp up with Rage Fists. I built up some extra energy here. Probably should have just instantly thrown, if I'm being honest. But it's fine. We save our Licky. And we do have a lot of energy here, which is going to spam out very quickly. Hopefully getting some shields back from them. Big Rage Fist. We see, obviously, from the non-Shadow, it doesn't do quite as much as you might like. But with how much energy I have here, we should still be in a pretty decent position, even though I am down 2 shields. Because Primeape is going to try its best here to start putting in a lot of work. Alright, big Rage Fist. Do we get a shield now, or are they just going to let this go? They do shield that, okay. Boom. They might try to go for a full farm down here, but I don't even know if they can. They might have to throw their energy either way. Yeah, I mean, we got our shields back here, and that's all we really could have hoped for. Alright, we swap. Because we can get this Body Slam off. Oh, this is amazing. That might be, like, the best thing that Gourgeist could see. That might be the best Pokemon I could see in the backline here. We wall this so hard. It's not even funny. Yeah, this game's over. If I would have just brought in Gourgeist instead of my Primeape, that game would have been so much quicker. But also, we'll take the win where we get it there. And we got our next opponent. We'll see Licky into Shadow Tyranitar. Oh boy. This is actually a little bit scary here. I'm going to swap into my hard answer, which might be a bad play. But honestly, it's not the worst case scenario, because I bait out a Drifblim, which, if I'm being honest, is not the hardest answer to Primeape in the game. More so, I just want to get some shields down here if possible. Oh my goodness, that does so much damage. Why did I not expect it to do that much? We guarantee a shield here, probably. And my Licky should be able to neutralize this for the most part. We saw how much, like, 1 or 2 Karate Chops did already to that poor Tyranitar, right? Which is kind of insane. If I get DRE, I get a second shield. We don't get it, unfortunately. But we can farm this all the way down with our rollouts. I'll take 2 Icy wins here. Hopefully, after the debuffs, it doesn't let them get to a third. But we'll see. We're at 7, so 2 away from the next. Yeah, I should get a farm down here. 4, 5, 6. Okay, they actually kind of played that smart there, where they decided to tactically not debuff us earlier than they could have, to make sure that they give us less farm. I know they have super effective damage here. Oh my goodness. That is kind of cool. I will admit, that's kind of a really cool Pokemon to see here. I think I'm in a good spot. I don't actually know the moveset of this Pokemon. It's 1300 CP, though. Drifloon? Balloon. It's the balloon. It's breaking my brain. That's what it is. I think even with that debuff, though, we should be able to go for this attack here and probably knock them out. There is still that Tyranitar around, which is a little bit scary because these Astonishes have kind of chunked me down quite a bit here. So if they get a big farm down against us, that could be kind of bad. But I think I get a Body Slam plus a Shadow Ball, maybe just 2 Shadow Balls here. Let's see how much damage we need. It's a Shadow Tyranitar. I know this is resisted, but this is a pretty efficient attack. I think I need the second Shadow Ball. So that's what we're going to go for. But if they have back-to-back Brutal Swings right now, then this is a bit of a mistake, not just Body Slamming. But I don't think they're at back-to-back yet. They are. Oh my goodness. I'm going to lose to the balloons, I think. I think I get Dragon Breath down here before I get a Seed Bomb. I should have just gone for the Body Slam, but I might have thrown. Or maybe we just trust in the Gourgeist. We knew we'd win this. We didn't want to, make it too commanding of a win. We wanted to give them some hope there. All right. Note to self, counter against Tyranitar better. That could have been kind of embarrassing if I lost that game. Next opponent. We got to make sure we don't throw games today. We've had some games. Well, I guess I played 2 games today, and one of them was pretty dicey. So we'll try our best not to let that happen again. Oh, it's Charm? What the heck, dude? Who runs Charm on Ninetales in this day and age? That's what I want to know. This is maybe the first Charm A9 I've seen all season, ever since that Powder Snow buff. But alright, I guess that is an idea. That is an option. And I could shield this. I wouldn't be surprised with a Jellicent in the back. I feel like that's almost always the case here. But, I mean, I might as well just either get a shield here or knock him out. Because Jellicent is not great down shields into my backline. Honestly, I'm just going to switch here. And, okay, that's actually not bad that we swap and they bring this in. Because, as we know, I'm a very spammy Pokemon, right? We can outpace to the Rage Fist, and in the 2-shield matchup, after ramping up my damage, I can make it so this Pokemon's actually pretty miserable in this matchup. They're at a Hydro Cannon right now. They're at 5, so they're dry after this move. So if I shield this up, they're not going to reach another move before I get a Rage Fist off. Oh, hey, look at that. A Jellicent, who would have thought? 3. Alright. This game's going to get a little bit closer than I'd like, just because Jellicent is a very scary Pokemon. And that Feraligatr is still around. I don't like this, actually. We'll see what we can do. I have a lot of energy here. 3. My Gourgeist is just kind of a sitting duck in the back right now, though. Oh, I should have caught that. I was gonna catch, but I thought that there was, like, a pretty good chance they weren't gonna just instantly throw. Okay. That's not terrible, maybe. We'll see what we can do here. We'll see what we can do. Okay, they let that go? Why? I mean, I have a Body Slam loaded right now. If I can incinerate this into Body Slam range, we can win this game. But that might be not possible here, unfortunately. I don't think it is, actually. Oh my goodness, no. No, wait, I think I lose this. Licky Licky was so strong this game. Yeah, I need the Shadow Ball no matter what. There's no reason to Body Slam here, so we just have to overfarm and hope that we win. Oh, we don't even have the move after 1. That's insane. I thought I was 1 away. We were probably like 1 energy away. But Jellicent likely would have won that CMP anyway there. Wow, okay. That was a very scary game. I almost would have had play there, but Gourgeist was actually just kind of useless for us, I'm not gonna lie. Primeape and Licky Licky had way too much work to do, and I just didn't get a catch that I needed. Alright, next game. We gotta lock in here. We're throwing some easy ones. That's not an easy lead, though. I'll admit that. That is a little bit of a core breaker for the team. But they have to superpower us to do any real damage to us here. So that's not bad. I can survive a superpower from this range, so let's no-shield this and see if they foul play or not. They do foul play, so that's pretty nice. Now we can body slam this, and I mean, at this point, we can just kind of hope that we can whittle this Pokemon down a little bit. If they were a Shadow Malamar, then there's a better chance here that I could two-shot with body slam, but yeah, they're the non-shadows, not quite possible. But they try to CMP us, actually, which I think is a little bit of a mistake on their end, because that gives me a full rollout sneak. We sneak on a superpower as well, which is pretty cool. Alright, we'll just go for the body slam here. They likely no-shield this, but their defense has been dropped after that superpower, so we should be in a pretty good spot to be able to farm them down now. Yeah, we have a lot of energy here. Malamar's out of the way. Whoa. That's what they bring in? That is actually a remarkably annoying Pokemon to see. But maybe there's a chance for us still. Can I get to... Oh, wow, they no-shield that. Boom. Licky Licky, once again, has to put the team on its back. Is it going to be possible here? Do I survive that Incinerate? I do. So I get another rollout through, but I don't land a Body Slam. Dream. I mean, I'll just bring in my Primeape here out of hope that this isn't a terrible play. I wouldn't be surprised if they go for a Fly here to get the guaranteed one-shot, but they could Flame Charge. Okay, they do Fly, that's good. And that means they haven't ramped up their attack stat, which is maybe ideal for us. I don't know, man. I don't know. This Talonflame's going to put in some work, though. If I can't Incinerate down in 2, especially. But if I can Incinerate down in 2, and there's something in the backline that Gourgeist actually has play into, then we are in a decent position. Fly is going to hurt. I mean, as much as it can, right? It one-shots us. We do Incinerate down in 2. Oh, man. But that's what's in the backline. It's a Gourgeist. I don't know if I can two-shot this in time. That is just a little bit too bulky. Little bit too bulky for us, I think. We're at 6, 7... And they're at a Stone Edge now. If they don't have Sludge Bomb, it takes a little bit longer for them to reach an attack. Okay, yes, they actually are on Stone Edge. But I don't think that this one Incinerate plus Shadow Ball is quite enough. I think they survive, and they still get the Stone Edge off. It's actually going to be so close. Wait. That knocks out? Wait, I think I survived one Incinerate. Do I? Actually, no. It's probably a Simul. It's probably a Simul. It's a Simul. Okay. Well, we'll take it. That was... Man, my Primeape had no play. Honestly, my backline was looking really bad that game, but once again, Licky Licky. It's putting in the work here. Putting the team on his back as much as it can. Alright, next game. Licky Licky into Stunfisk. I don't want to stay in here. My rollouts are resisted, right? And it's not like Primeape's unplayable here. I can start ramping up with my Rage Fists. And I guess we need to debate this out as well, so that's not bad. 6. We're gonna go for a risky bait. I don't know if this is gonna work out or not, but I can't really close combat here. And I do want to get my attack off first. Okay. The annoying thing is, I do know there was a team comp last Open Great League rotation that was just like 2 flying-type Pokemon, which I would not be surprised if that's what we're seeing right now. But getting rid of this Fearow would be pretty nice. They do shield that, and they get a farm down. But now they should be in Body Slam range. If the final Pokemon is playable for Gourgeist, you know, honestly, that's, it's not bad. I wouldn't mind it. We have a Body Slam ready to go. I'm going to throw immediately here, hoping that I can just snipe them down. Big Drill Peck doesn't two-shot us here. But our opponent does throw on CMP, so I guess I should have overfarmed here instead. But I don't think that Licky Licky's going to do too much this game anyway. Even if I did overfarm a little bit. I could undercharge this to try to get an Incinerate down against him if I really wanted to, but I don't feel like that's the best play. So we're just going to let that go. Ufisk likely comes back in. No, we actually see the final Pokemon, and it is the double flyer team. Togekiss comes in. And I mean, these Pecks here are quite damaging. I will say that's a lot of damage they've taken already. But I'm hoping Shadow Ball one-shots. I don't know if it's enough here. If it is, there's still play. If not, we take a Psyshock here. It does knock out. Okay. I think I get to 2 Seed Bombs here. before they're going to be able to reach the back-to-back Mud Bombs, they need to knock us out. Actually, I can reach a Seed Bomb plus a Shadow Ball, right? Because I'm on my 2 cycle for that Shadow Ball, so that's what we'll go for. And then it's going to be down to fast move pressure to see if I can win this game. Incinerate here is going to do a decent chunk of damage. As long as they're not too away from their Mud Bomb, we get this attack off. Nice, so we do land the move here. And now it's going to come down to the wire. Do I have the fast move pressure that I need this game? Oh, that just knocks out. It's... Okay, hold on, Gourgeist, let's go. Let's go, Gourgeist. I did not have faith that would knock out. Alright, we did beat the double flyer team there. 3-2. Okay. A little bit of a shaky start with some of the games there. I'm gonna be completely honest. We probably could have gone 4-1, maybe not 5-0, but 4-1 could have been a possibility. Oh, wait, I guess we had a tie, right? So, that was a 3-1-1 even. That wasn't even that bad. Kazim, oh boy. What's he running nowadays? Licky into Furret? Okay, very neutral matchup here. The awkward part about this is they could be on Brick Break. And if they are, then obviously the damage here is going to add up quite a bit against us, but if they are on Brick Break, I'll just swap out and clear the debuff. And if they Trailblaze us here, then I think there's a good chance I should swap out as well. They're at 6, so they have a Brick Break right now. No, they're at 5, rather. 6 right here. 7, 8, 9. Okay. Well, it's likely a Swift, but we can no-shield either way. Trailblaze, okay, we swap. 2, 3, 4. Okay, they're only at 3 there. This is not a Pokemon I love to see, I'll be completely honest. But it's playable. It's playable. Because Rage here is going to add up quite a bit. They're at 5, so they have access to the move right now. I'm going to shield once at least. Oh, they Trailblaze. I'm glad I shielded that, actually. I'm going to do something crazy here. I'm going to close combat. I know this is resisted, but it does quite a bit more raw damage than a Rage Fist would, so if he no-shields this, I'm in a really good spot. Nice, we get the knockout there. Okay. This is an interesting game. Honestly, I probably should have just swapped out and cleared my debuffs, but we're still in a playable spot. We get a shield. And here's also where a bit of an awkward spot comes in. Does he Air Cut or bait us? I think so. Yeah. Because at this point, going straight Air Cutter, I feel like is the better play for our opponent this game. But coming back in for it, I feel like is a little bit of a misplay too. Because the charge attack pressure here is so minimal. I think maybe they're trying to catch a move, which makes sense, but... Like, the charge attack pressure is just so sad from Furret into Gourgeist. I should survive this. Shadow Ball, and then I can come back in with my Licky and start Shadow Balling as well. And I still have my Primeape around, just in case I need a little bit more fast move pressure. And I think there's a chance I can get another Incinerate off here too if I need to, but I'll swap out either way. Just guarantee here that we don't give a huge farm down over. And we'll overfarm a little bit to try to throw him off a little bit with our counts. But there's a good chance this is an Air Cutter bait once again. Okay, good. We shield everything properly this game. He's probably a little bit upset that we made the perfect calls here. No shielding the Air Cutter, shielding the payback. That's huge. But even if we didn't shield that move up properly and the Air Cutter baited, I feel like we were still in a pretty good spot. Primeape is still around, right? So is Gourgeist in the back line. So if our Licky did go down, I think there still would have been a way to win this. Body Slam, though, is just going to much more confidently knock this out. And there we go. That was a fun one. Alright, next game. Licky into Ninetales. Alright. Well, this is kind of where we want to see it, especially if they're a Charm Ninetales again. But they are on Powder Snow, so they're not quite as charming as the last one. 7. Alright. They could Dazzling Gleam us here, but that really hurts their pacing quite a bit if that's what they go for. Yeah, they do Gleam. 1, 2. I should be able to get a Shadow Ball plus a Body Slam off before they can reach their next Weather Ball. And this is going to make them potentially shield this attack. Which I doubt they really want to do, but they might have to. Oh, well, they let that go, actually. Interesting. Okay, well, I'm not going to stay in there, but I guess I probably should, saying this Pokemon's actually really bad for my team. But I got a full sneak through here, and likely this is just an upper hand. I mean, I don't know what else it could be. I don't think they've run a different move here. It's not like the other guy, the Hakamoe, that has debuffing attacks, right? Alright. I'm building up energy here to bait a potential close combat, but likely we see a no-shield either way. But it's fine, I have so much energy here. Yeah, we see a no-shield into an instant throw. And while I do have to go down 2 shields here, the funny thing about Primeape up a lot of energy and boosted is it doesn't really matter a lot of the time. If we have to go down shields, they did get a debuff there on that defense stat, which is a little bit sad. It's about a 50% chance after 2 upper hands to get 1. Okay, we get a knockout. And in the back here is a Jellicent. That's not surprising. It's disappointing, though. Dream. Get a shield there, so we're going to get both shields back now. We'll come in Licky Licky here to throw them off a little bit. Yeah, they throw energy a little bit sooner than they had to. But do I survive 4 hexes plus a Shadow Ball? I think that's going to be what the game comes down to here. And I don't know if I do. It's going to be, like, extremely close. Did they... Oh, I guess they can throw in 3, so they get 5 hexes, never mind. Yeah, I lose then. Yeah, honestly, 4 would have knocked me out anyway. Dang it. Do these Jellicents, man. My poor Gourgeist is, a little bit useless sometimes in these games. If they didn't get that defense drop, I wouldn't have had to swap out, and maybe I would have been in a better spot where I forced energy out of them earlier. But Gourgeist, it was just a sitting duck. Alright, next opponent. Licky Licky. The Gastrodon. Okay. I don't love this Pokemon. I don't. I do have better answers to it, though, in the back. At least I have my Gourgeist, which I'd consider a really good answer. Dude, what the heck, man? Why? Why are there so many Peck users now? That's what I want to know. I was hoping today I'd have some fun with my Primeape, and, like, I wouldn't be hard countered. Was that too much to expect? Because, like, not only is this bad here, but I know there's a Furo in the backline, and I know the Furo's gonna RPS my Gourgeist, too. And I also take an Aurasphere here, so, like, everything about this is just so bad. Everything about this is just remarkably scuffed. The only good thing that we can do right now is we can knock out the Togekiss before a second Aurasphere is reached. But as I said, you know, there's a second flying type. They are likely just running Gastro Double Flyer, which is a team I was hoping people were like, you know, that's boring. We don't want to run this team every single day in the Go Battle League. Okay. I stayed in just to make sure they didn't come in with a flyer there. Surprising stuff. There's a Furo. Not much we can do. Alright, we gotta not get RPS this time. A little bit of a tricky game last time. And I'll be honest, it's looking like this one might be a little bit tricky as well. But I can bring in Primeape here. Hopefully they don't have a great answer to us. Okay, so everyone just decided to bring their fairy types today. I understand. Why? Did everyone realize I was running Primeape today, so they just had to bring Primeape counters? Yeah, you got me. Probably losing this game. But there's always a chance, so we'll keep on going. We can close combat here. It does do a little bit more raw damage. Main issue being, I am going to take another Chilling Water on my Licky Licky. So they'll get a nice amount of chip as well as a debuff against us. So I don't get a lot of damage off against them. There's always a chance. There's always a chance we can maybe still win this one, but the chances are looking lower and lower by the second here. I'm going to save some energy there, clear my debuff, and see what we can do with our little pumpkin. They're like well over 100 energy, which is very scary for a couple of reasons, but like it's also maybe still playable. Big Night Slash. I'm at back-to-back here, so I'm going to shield this up. But they could go on CMP if they really want to. And I think there's a chance they do end up going for that. But they don't. Okay, so we get the Seed Bomb off. This is going to get either a shield or a knockout against them. But now the big question is going to be for this next move, should I throw instantly or not? They catch. On Corviknight. Ah! Wow, what a catch, actually. What a catch. What a catch by them. Incredible play. That likely loses me the game. Because now they can just air cutter us and knock us out. Okay, yeah. Ah. I mean, I have to shield this, but, like, it also does nothing for me to shield this up. You know, like, they just close combat and win the game that way. Oh, man. I don't know what we could have done here. Okay, actually, there might be, like, a single win condition, but no. I was gonna say, if I can incinerate this down, maybe there's a chance. But if they already have the instant close combat, like, that means I need one incinerate to be enough, and it's just not gonna be. Ah! I don't know, man. That's not an easy one to win, I'll be real. That's not an easy one to win. The Togekiss into my Primeape. The Pangoro into my Licky Licky. That's just so tragic. This is so sad, guys. Next game. Licky Licky into Gourgeist. Okay, not a bad lead. They do have a lot of neutral damage here, but I mean, it's less efficient because they can't go for Shadow Balls, right? It just Seed Bombs and Incinerates, non-stab damage, as well as, you know, not the best charge attack in the game. Trying to catch on. Okay. Well, I saw them, like, wait for a second there, so I was pretty sure they were catching, and luckily, I did see that properly. In comes a Lickitung, or a Licky Licky, that is. Which is a pretty good answer for our Primeape, or our Primeape is a good answer to them, rather. I think there's a good chance here that we see a no-shield on this, hoping that I'm not actually on close combat. But that's why we're running it. It's a much better answer to the normal types, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, we do see that no-shield. And now, while they can farm us down with Gourgeist if they want to, I get a Rage Fist off, which is going to guarantee they're in range now, where a Shadow Ball should be enough to knock them out. But they might be able to try to go for a catch here, too. Oh, I actually survived that. That's crazy. Well, do they catch this move or not? They are like, like 100 energy. They don't catch them. So, since they're at 100 energy here, they're one Incinerate away from 2 more Seed Bombs. Big Seed Bomb. Not that big, actually. We survived that pretty comfortably. But we get the Shadow Ball off, which either knocks them out here, or draws their first shield. Okay, I mean, it's a knockout, I guess. We'll take that. Yeah, this is looking pretty good now. I think the worst thing for them is they don't know if they need to shield this Body Slam or not. If they shield this, I farm down. If they no shield, then I just double Seed Bomb. And since they do shield, we just swap out. We Incinerate through this. And as we all know how Morpeko works, the first attack is never going to be a Dark-type move. We can always no-shield that, shield the second, Incinerate down. But I guess we don't even need to play that efficiently. They're so low, I could just double shield anyway. But we're not going to. We're going to play optimally. And one more Incinerate here. Eventually, we'll finish the job. Let's go. All right. There we go. See, when we're not RPS, we have a lot more play. Was that a 2-3 set, I believe? Let's check. Yeah, that was a 2-3. Honestly, I'm not too disappointed in that set. I think I played well. It was just some bad team comps that we saw there. Aside from some of those really bad team comps, I think this team really did pop off here today. The one problem is we did rely a lot on both our Licky Licky as well as our Primeape. Sometimes Gourgeist was just kind of a sitting duck, but I do love using it nonetheless. It's a pretty fun Pokemon, and this team still worked out pretty well. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.